Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am busy knitting. I've started knitting the hat with this don't know what you call it. My granddaughter calls it tinsel wool. I call wool with all the rubbish on stuck on the sides of it. But I've started doing the hat, and I'm doing I'm just doing a rib, a knit one, purl one rib, but I've made the an even number of stitches, so every stitch at the start of the row I start with knit, so I won't get mixed up with what stitch I'm on to. I know every row has to start with knit, and so it's just knit one, purl one, so I'll know what I'm doing all the way through it. And I'm just going to do a little beanie type of hat. I was going to put a pom-pom, but I'm not sure with this stuff whether you can do pom-poms with it, because you know, when you wrap it around and then you've got to start cutting it all the way around, it's probably going to cut through all them little bits of what I call rubbish around the thing. So I'm not going to put a pom-pom. I'm just going to make it. I'm not even going to turn the hem over on the front part, because it's thick enough to start with, and I have put this the way it was. I've just put it around half the stitches, and I put it around Sammy's head, and it looks all right. Doesn't need to be turned over, so that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be like sort of like a little bonnet, but without the straps on to fasten it, you know. But I was knitting this because I'll put this down in a minute. I'll do a purl stitch, and I know I'm going to do a knit stitch next. I'll put that down. And I've been doing this one for the lady that comes up from Wales to her daughters, to my old next door neighbour. And she said she had asked me to do 2 sets of these, and I thought you hadn't, but I went back on my all of my messages, because she either comments on Facebook or on Facebook Messenger. They're the only things that she ever comments on. And I went right back, because I thought she had made a mistake, but she hadn't. I went right back to about March it was, when I had done something similar, and she had asked me to do 2 of those, and I was supposed to put them down in my order book, and I must have forgotten all about them. I don't even remember seeing the comment until I've actually went back on all my Facebook pages and went back to where I found this comment. So she did ask me. So there was nothing wrong with her memory, it was my memory. I just had forgotten all about it, and I had forgotten to write it in my order book. So, but anyway, I've done the that's one of the sides, and I've done the back, and I only did these yesterday. I think it was yesterday I did the back, and that much of the that front, and it didn't take me very long to do that, so it's not going to take me very long. They're only a couple of 18-inch ones. I think I'll have them done in time for her coming up to her daughters. So that's what I've been doing with those. Those down, and I even managed to do another half a dozen rows on this one for my friend. So I think I had done two of the berries the last time. I did another berry the other day. I think it was Thursday actually, when I was sitting. I had about half an hour before, well, not even half an hour before I was going to go out to pick my friend up, so I thought I'd just done a little bit of that. And while I was there on Thursday, I didn't mention this, but my friend said so. She says, you know, I call her great-granddaughter Eleanor. She says, you know Eleanor's cardigan? I says, don't you dare. Don't you dare mention that cardigan, anything I've told you. So that was that anyway, and that's just shut up. She never said anything more about it after that, because I knew she was going to ask if I'd started it. But I did tell her, I said I would do a few rows now and again. There's plenty of time between now and the end of August, which is what I'm going to do. And I have a little tip for anyone like me who might have long hair. And you know, I was vacuuming my house. I live by myself. There's only me. I'm the only one that messes the place up, unless, you know, I get a visit from my granddaughter with the kids and that now and again. But otherwise, I only vacuum once a week. I go around the whole house just once a week, and it's usually on a Friday, which was yesterday. My vacuum didn't seem to be picking up very well. It seemed to be gaps, you know, where it wasn't picking stuff up, so I turned the vacuum upside down just to have a look, and I'm going to show you what was on that brush. That is my hair. I often wonder where my hair goes to, what happens to it. But I don't know when was the last time that I did check the brush on my vacuum, but my son usually does it whenever he pops up here. He lives down near Sheffield, and he pops up now and again, you know, to see my granddaughter Cheryl is his daughter. Like, he pops up to see his son and his daughter and his grandkids and that, and usually when he comes up he might clean his car out while he's up here, because there's plenty of room on my drive and that, and he always says to me, "Ma'am, I wish you'd sort that brush out on your vacuum." He says, "There's more hair on that brush than what's on your head." I think he's right. I could make a wig for myself, because I am losing hair. My hair is getting thin. My fringe is getting really thin and it's been disappearing. I wonder if I could get somebody to make a little piece for the front of my hair out of all that. It's the right colour, it's a proper colour. So that's just a little tip. If you're having trouble, your vacuum doesn't seem to be picking up very well and you've got hair like mine, you might want to check underneath on the brush. But you know, I took all this off the bottom of that vacuum. I cut it all off. There wasn't a bit on. I vacuumed. I went all around the house and I turned the vacuum upside down afterwards. I had a look, and there's nearly just as much again. I don't know how my hair just keeps falling out like that all the time. That's in a week. It's been falling out like that, and I'm going to come on here one day and I'm going to be bald. But I am doing a little bit of this. What did I say? I was on to a knit stitch next, didn't I? But we have got some really bad weather coming here today. According to the forecast, we are getting a lot of heavy rain and thunderstorms today. Now, it could be anywhere in the northeast, because that's my app I have it set for Backworth where I live, but it's very rarely it's right. But according to the local weather forecast, we are supposed to be having thunderstorms and heavy rain that today. We have had some rain, but it was lovely and sunny and lovely and warm this morning, so I got my washing done early and got it out and hung out, and I could see some dark clouds starting to come over, so I rushed out and got the washing in. I was just in time, because I did come down with a shower, but that's all we've had, a shower up to now. So I'm hoping that's it, and that we don't get all that what we've been promised, because it's promised for tomorrow as well, for thunderstorms tomorrow as well, and heavy rain and that, and rain for the next few days. So that looks like my garden's come to a stop again. Every time I start doing anything, was I cut the hedges, not the hedges, the grass the other day, and I was going to cut the hedges yesterday, but I never got round to it. And then we've had this rain today, and we could be having rain for days, so dear knows when it's going to get back to normal again and get back to our summer and do what we normally do. But that's just a little bit today to keep up with what I've been doing, what I might be doing. I still have, when I finish this, I have what I've got on the it's on the floor here. I had it in the bag before. It's on the floor. But I have got that much. I might possibly get the hat out of that. And I still have 3 balls left. So if you're watching Jane, I would probably have enough to do another little jacket for you. Maybe do the second size, but not straight away, because I do have some other things to catch up on. And as I think you said, the baby that it's for was due in October. Maybe a little while. So when I finish these, the hat and that, I will send the little jacket and the hat down to you, and then when I get round to knitting the other one, I'll send that down to you later. But this is just for now what I have to do, because I have that many. I have quite a lot of orders actually now for little things, but those orders are starting to mount up. At least they don't take as long as they do for the adult ones, when I do any adult sizes. But I'm going through my books, all my notes and that, and I'm going to try and work out just from what I have in my notes, try to do some PDFs for adult size cardigans and things like that, because I do write notes down every time I knit anything. I do keep notes, so I may be able to work out the notes for the different sizes for some adult ones. But the little blue one I'm doing, that'll be a PDF when I do some more sizes in that one. And I have one or two in mind for children's ones. I have maybe another little baby one, but the smallest little baby ones I've done have been for little girls, so I'm going to do a one with cable up the front, maybe for a little boy, and that, for sort that out for I think I've done a wrong stitch somewhere, because I should be onto the knit and I'm ready for a purl. I think I'll just have to change it. It'll just have to have two stitches the same in the middle. So I'm going to try and sort out my PDFs for the notes and that, to make them into PDFs, and see what else I can make out of without having to knit everything first, because I have done a lot of orders, all different sizes, from about 32 upwards in adult sizes, and then try and work them out into a PDF. But I'll work those ones out like that. I'll only work them out into a PDF. I won't make patterns to sell until I know they're actually perfect. I had a card the other day as well, yesterday I think it was. I'm going to show you this card. It came from Pat, who I had sent some of my patterns to her, and she doesn't go through eBay or Etsy, she just orders them off me herself. And she sent me a lovely card, and I had to show you this card. It's beautiful. It says, "A great big thank you." See all the flowers inside. It's lovely. It says, "Thank you so much. Hope you know how much it's appreciated." And she says, Pat says, "Thank you. Keep knitting. I enjoy watching you." From Pat. So there, I thought that was lovely when I opened that up and seen all those flowers inside. It's a lovely card, that. I usually use any cards I get. I usually cut them up into to use them for the back of my patterns, but I won't be doing that with this one. I'm keeping that one. And Pat also sent me, suppose you could call it a little bit happy meal. She sent cards for to put in. She's been cutting up a breakfast cereal boxes. She actually sent the ones back to me. These ones are off Pat herself, the Kellogg's, because I don't have any Kellogg's cornflakes. So she got 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's 3. Oh, that's mine. She sent mine back to me as well. That one. That was another one I put in. Oh, another bit of the Kellogg's one. And another bit of mine. So that's a few more I have to add to my my pile I have for my cards. It goes a little quiet after I first put it when I first put a new pattern up. I get an awful lot asking for it, and then it quietens down for a few days, and then I just get, you know, one or two now and again, but it's most nearly every night I have to walk up to the post box, which I have some to post. Not tonight though, because I don't pick them up on a Sunday from the post box, so I'll post them on my way to my granddaughter's tomorrow. But it's nice to know that nearly all of my subscribers like my patterns, because I think it's nearly all my subscribers that's buying them, except there's all one or two on Etsy, because I do put them on Etsy as well, which I was not going to bother with Etsy at all after, you know, what they did to me one time. They kept me a large portion of my money that I was coming in, because I wasn't putting tracking and other things on them, and they were keeping 75% of my earnings for about 6 weeks in case anybody had anything, you know, that they wanted the money back for. And I thought that was disgusting. All they were giving me was 25% of what I was earning, and I had to wait 6 weeks to get that money off them, and they kept doing that, so I just stopped using Etsy altogether. But I had to go back onto Etsy, because when I was first selling my patterns on eBay, I was only allowed to sell so many, not being one of their customers for all that long. I had to have been, I don't know how long I had to have been with them, but they do allow me to sell more now. But at first, because I wasn't sort of verified with them, so they only let me sell so many patterns, and that's why I had to start putting them on Etsy. That was the only other way I could sell them. So I do use Etsy again, but I've had quite a few orders from Etsy, and I've had no trouble with Etsy with them wanting to keep any of my money back. But if they do, if they start that again, I will be cutting them out altogether. But anyway, that's my little bit for today, so thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time, so bye for now.